RNG good to go, Mr. Montoya?
RNG good to
Montoya.
Thank you. Okay. Got one for you, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Stanky Physical Education Center. It's Havlina basketball and Lone Star Conference action with the number 2 ranked West Texas A&M Lady Buffs in town taking on your Javelinas. Just a reminder, the Javelinas are using the challenge review system. Like many other sports, the rule does allow the use of video to review certain decisions by the officials. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yep, way more than I miss you.
Well, there's 2 of us.
Here's the starting lineup for the Lady Buffs. Senior guard number 2, Delina Harris. Junior guard number 3, Megan Gamble. Junior guard number 4, Lexi Hightower.
You're so quiet. Like you
Junior
show
guard
up.
number 11,
You didn't notice that you're there. Just mind you.
And senior post number 41, Aisha Taylor. Assistant coaches for the Buffs, Brandon Walker, Randy, and associate head coaches Camille Perkins, and the Lady Buffs head coach is Crystal.
You think you'll be able to do that? You think you can survive 80 minutes of basketball?
And now the starting lineup for your Javelina. A 5'10" junior guard from Corpus Christi, number 2, Danielle Miller.
I was just kidding. I actually read about it.
A 5'10" senior forward from Kansas City, Missouri, number 14, Chloe Lane. A 5'7" junior guard from Houston, number 22, Brandon Thompson. A 5'8" junior guard from Cyprus, number 23, Rachel Taft. And a 5'9" sophomore forward from San Angelo, number 32, Brianna Soley. Treasurer assistant coach for the Hogs is Misha Wade, assistant coach DJ Slifer, and in his 5th season, head coach Wade Scott.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Steinke Physical Education Center, where this evening the Javelina Sports Network presents Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas basketball, a Lone Star Conference doubleheader on tap, as the Javelinas will take on 2 of the top teams in the nation, beginning with Wade Scott's Javelinas challenge the number 2 team in Division II, the WT Lady Buffs, coached by Kristen Matteo. Matteo has her team at 12-0 on the season, including 4-0 in the Lone Star Conference. They're battling a Hogs squad that's coming off of their most dramatic win of the season at the expense of TWU. As the Buffs win the opening tip, the starters for WT, Delia Harris, Megan Campbell, Lexi Hightower, and Natalie Linden start at the guard spots with Taisha Taylor, the center. She is the player to watch, number 41. It's on the board right off the bat. Taylor averaging better than 16 points per game this season, which is tops in the Lone Star Conference. She also leads the league in shooting percentage, hitting almost 70% of her shots as Chloe Lane cans a three. And the Javelinas with an early 3-2 lead. Megan Gamble, number 3, is the player who will probably be handling the ball a lot for the Lady Buffs. She leads the conference in assists at 6.4 assists per game. The starters for the Javelinas starting lineup you've probably come to expect over the course of the last month, with Danielle Metter, Rachel Taps, and Brene Thompson at the guards, with Brianna Solis and Chloe Lane the forwards. That layup won't go. Fighting for the board is Solis, but it gets tipped out and comes to Hightower. Gamble to Linden, into Taylor. Thinking about a three, Harris. Now make that Linden again. And a foul called against Shamook. That's going to be on Danielle Metter. Javelinas have only had 2 different starting lineups this season. The one that started the season included Nicole Hutchins, who is not playing today, but since she has been in the lineup, Solis has filled in for her. Three-pointer by Hightower puts it away. WT, the best shooting team in the LSC. They lead the conference in shooting percentage both overall and from beyond the arc. So the Javelinas are going to have to be on their toes defensively all evening. Thompson driving in on Gamble, out. Taps will try a three. Rebounded by Harris. The Lady Buffs trying to add to a 5-3 lead. Blocking foul called on the missed layup by Harris. I believe that will be, and it is on Rachel Taps. That's her first. That's 2 fouls against Tamu. One has yet to be called against the Lady Buffs. And Taps had gotten to her spot. She was in legal guarding position well before she was contacted. The referee's call must have been that she was in the circle, because there was nothing illegal about her position as far as legality in regards to the player coming into the paint. Both free throws, we should say 1 out of 2 goes through. Taps running the show on offense for this Javelina team. Lane to Thompson, the reigning LSC Player of the Week. Taps guarded by Hightower. Thompson can't make the shot over Taylor, and quickly outletted to Gamble. Driving right past Taps. Great move by Gamble. And 8-3 is the score. Ahead to Thompson. Metter puts that one through. Much needed three to blunt WT's momentum by Danielle Metter. Linden. Harris. Gamble. Into Taylor. Great pass over Solis to Taylor, who lays it through. And Taylor, a transfer from New Mexico State, has found a home in Canyon. Right to the hole is Thompson. Tries a floater, won't go. Solis gets it back, lays it in, and gets the foul. And they get Delia Harris for that foul. Wade Scott trying to get Chloe Lane's attention, and finally does.
Delia Harris, her first team foul for the Lady Buffs.
And adjustments I would expect would be made as the free throw is good, and in comes Braylon Dollar. I would expect adjustments to be made all night as far as how the Javelinas defend Taisha Taylor just to try and change things up and keep her off balance and not let her, try and keep her from settling down and getting comfortable in the painted area. Gamble to Linden. 10-9 is our score here. Less than halfway through the first quarter. Shot is good from Dollar. Matteo wanted a foul, but they'll take the 2 points instead. Taps called for a travel. Dribbled herself into a little bit too much trouble and couldn't get out of it. And turnover to WT. Lady Buffs are 5 of 6 from the floor so far in this one. Gamble driving in on the pick, lays it through over Solis. And the Lady Buffs on offense functioning like a well-oiled machine, functioning like the most efficient offense in the conference. They lead the LSC in assist-to-turnover ratio, I should mention as well. Lane back to Metter. Back to Chloe Lane. 11 rebounds for her on Saturday. Puts that one through. Ahead quickly to Linden. Guarded by Metter. Up and under. Can't get it past Solis, who then grabs the rebound. Good defense by the redshirt freshman from Mount Bellevue. Taps to Metter. Thompson, who had 28, fires that one to the backcourt. And the backcourt violation will turn it over. And Delaney Nix comes in for the first time, replacing Megan Gamble. Javelinas have not made a substitution yet. The West Texas Lady Buffs have made a couple. 5:04 to go in the first quarter in a 3-point game. Linden to Taylor. Thompson now into the corner. Hightower dribbles out of it. Linden looking for an open receiver. Shot clock at 10. Nix. Hightower finally gets it with Taps playing to defense, trying to drive in. Left-handed layup is good. Just drove into the lane and split a couple of players and made that look easy as the shot clock was winding down. Taps to Thompson. Stumbles and falls, but gets the pass off to Metter. And Thompson appears okay back on her feet. Taps. Thompson, shot clock at 13. And draws a contact foul against Delaney Nix. And immediate timeout just as Abby Spurgeon is preparing to come into the game for West Texas. We have a 5-point game, 4:12 to go in the first half. WT with a 16-11 lead. We'll be right back.
You can't send her to get pieces she's not going to eat it. Then she doesn't care if it gets back here or not.
Both teams back on the floor after the first media timeout. Hannah O'Coin and Christina Kanya subbed in for Tamuk. Renee Thompson lost the handle on the ball, but it's out of bounds off of Braylon Dollar. Javelinas can ill afford to waste possessions tonight. This Lady Buff team will make the Javelinas pay for mistakes more often than they won't, I think it's safe to say. Thompson into Solis. Hook shot good and a foul. Made the shot over Abby Spurgeon. And that'll be Spurgeon's first foul, 3 against the Lady Buffs. And so leaves her the chance to complete her second three-point play of the night, and she does so. And Temuc's back in the game, down by 2. Hightower to Nix. Defended by Kanya. Across the court to Hightower. Spurgeon. Into the corner for Dollar. Ball moved all around the court. They find Nix open. Can't hit the jumper. Spurgeon the rebound. The putback won't go. Taps brings it ahead. WT wanted a foul on that last missed shot. I'm not sure they didn't have a legitimate gripe right there, but no whistle. Temuc now with an opportunity to tie or take the lead here in the final minutes of the first quarter. Aucoin going to be cautious with the ball as Dollar playing defense. Thompson spins around, misses the jumper. Hightower into Spurgeon, almost lost it out of bounds. Loose ball is grabbed by Taps. Racing ahead is Solis. And we get a whistle and a travel on Christina Kanya. And Chloe Lane comes in for Solis. WT 7 of 11 from the floor. The Javelinas are 5 of 10. Nix to Dollar. Now swung to Lacey Burke. Will try a contested three, in and out. Thompson the rebound, trying to take it away and nearly succeeding with Delaney Nix, but Renee Thompson regains control of the basketball. Feeds it to Taps to run point. Under 2.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1 as Megan Gamble prepares to return for the Lady Buffs. Kanya, Taps, across to Thompson. Kanya, shot clock at 8. Thompson left side. Looking for her first points. Into Taps, cuts to the basket. Layup won't go. Good thinking by both passer and receiver. Bad luck on the shot. Now into Spurgeon, gets the pass past Chloe Lane for the 2 that puts WT back in front by a couple possessions. Lane will try a 3 and cans it. And talking to Chloe Lane, talking to Wade Scott, he was really happy about the way that Chloe Lane has adjusted to new surroundings as a senior transfer, has had an impact for this team. And obviously a big shot on Saturday to contribute to a win. Ball knocked away by Lane. And we get a whistle and a foul. Lane was sure she had knocked that ball away cleanly, but the official disagreed. And Reve Payne and Brianna Solis sub in for Temuc. Javelinas now with 3 fouls. Ball inbounded to Hightower. Hightower tries a 3, in and out. Rebounded by the Javelinas. Temuc trailing by just a single point. And a foul against WT. That's the first against Lacey Burke. Looking at the replay of that foul called against Lane, impossible to tell on the replay if that was clean or not. But for what it's worth, Lane thought it was. Kanya trying to find an open player, gets it to Reve Payne. Left to Thompson, still looking for her first point of the evening. Going to drive in and a foul on the floor. That'll be 5 against WT. We'll put Thompson at the free throw line for a pair.
Her first personal foul, 15 foul for the Lady Bucks. At the free throw line, shooting 2 shots for the Huskies. Number 22, Renee Thompson.
2 shots for Renee Thompson. 70% foul shooter this season. First one good. And a sub preparing to come in, I'm assuming, for Thompson, if he can make this 2 out of 2. Second one is up and good. And Temuque with a 19-18 lead as Victoria Salinas comes in for Brene Thompson. I think she thought I was jinxing Brene Thompson by saying she'll come in if Thompson can make 2 out of 2. But success. And Temuque with a 1-point lead, their second lead of the game. As we are in the final minute of the first quarter, pass to Spurgeon. Back out, trying to drive is Linden. And we get a 3-second call on Spurgeon to give the ball back to Temuque. 41.8 to play in the quarter. So time for at least one possession for either side. Payne to Lane to Salinas. Salinas, one of the best pure shooters on this team. Kanya left open. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Dollar. And now West Texas looking to end the quarter with the lead. Temuque ahead 19-18. Shot clock switched off. And a play comes in from Matteo to Gamble. Out into the corner. Hightower will try a 3. No good. Rebounded by Solis. Clock running out, and a foul is called with 1.1 seconds to go in the quarter.
Foul number 4.
And they get Hightower for that one.
Second personal foul, 16.
And you'll see few fouls that will cause a head coach more aggravation than one committed at half court with a second to go. That gives the other team free throws. First one up and good. That's the second on Hightower. And WT was already over the limit.
2 shots for the Huskies.
Second one for Solis. Falls. No shot is gotten off. We are through one quarter here at the Spec, and the Javelinas are more than competing through 10 minutes. The score, Temuque 20 and WT 18. The Javelinas lead the number 2 team in the nation through one quarter. We'll be right back with the second quarter. This is Javelina Athletics coverage of Temuque women's basketball.
How are we doing, Maddie? Good? When did you get back to How much time in New Mexico did you get this done?
Whatever that was, almost a month.
Did you miss Tanya and Joe and Gary? Did you feel like that?
I did my things, you know.
Through one quarter here at the Spec, a 2-point lead for Temuque. And Chloe Lane will inbound the ball. Lane, Payne, Metter, Solis, and Salinas are on the floor for the Javelinas. Taisha Taylor is back for the Lady Buffs. Payne open for a free throw line. Jump shot won't go. Solis trying to chase down the rebound. Instead it's taken by Linden. Linden, Gamble, Taylor, Nix on the floor with Delia Harris. And Gamble, Nix, into Taylor, off her hand and out of bounds to the Javelinas. Hervé Payne, the sophomore from Pearland, Texas, in her first year in the blue and gold. Salinas left wide open and puts that one through. Salinas is deadly when she is left open and proves it again there. Now, a mistake on a switch allows Gamble to drive in for an easy layup. And it's a 3-point game. Salinas was a starter at times last season for Tamuk. This year, content to play more of a fill-in role. Revae Payne hits a three. And it's a 6-point lead for Tamuk. The Hogs are 5 of 8 from beyond the arc so far in this game. Driving in for the layup is Linden. 26-22 the score, a little more than 90 seconds gone here in the second quarter. Payne to Lane. Gets it to Solis, the free throw line, guarded by Taylor. Trying to use her athleticism to get by her, but called for a travel. And Wade Scott letting Brianna Solis know how he wants her to proceed next time she gets the ball on that spot. Any player playing against Taisha Taylor is going to have a tough go on offense and defense. But Tamuk trying to take advantage of an edge wherever they can get it. A pass right to Solis off her hands. Comes to Lane. Driving in is Payne. Layup too strong. Loose ball comes to Harris, and WT moving back the other way in a hurry. Gamble out for an open three, in and out. Taylor gets the rebound, putback is good. WT's had more than one shot rattle around and pop out. That one came right to Taylor. Lane. Three won't go. Taylor. And Gamble slowing it down. Pass to Taylor. Pass gets by Solis. Easy layup for Taisha Taylor. And we are all even at 26. Taylor already in this game with 8 points, and she is a perfect 4 of 4. Payne, another three. That one won't go. Rebound, chased down by Solis. Salinas had it knocked out of her hands by Nix. Ahead to Gamble. In for an open layup. And that's 8 straight points for the Buffs to take a 2-point lead. Javelina's trying to find a rhythm again on offense. They're still shooting 42%, 8 of 19, but West Texas 13 of 21 so far in this game. And most because they've done a great job getting to the basket, creating easy shots. They're 1 of 7 from 3. Shot won't go. Lane right there. The putback won't go either. And when you're playing the number 2 team in the nation, you have to hit those layups. Gamble coordinating with her teammates exactly where she wants everyone to be. Pass over Lane to Taylor. Had it knocked out of her hands by Salinas, but a foul called against the junior guard. And 2 shots coming up for Taylor.
Her first personal foul, first team foul for the Hawks.
Taylor, a 58% free throw shooter this season. .542 to go. We are in the second quarter. And Brene Thompson, Hannah Alcoin, Rachel Taps will substitute for the Javelinas. Payne, Salinas, and Solis will take a breath. Okay, the second one won't go either. Rebound comes to Thompson. Tamuk still with a chance to tie or take the lead, trailing by a pair. Taps to Thompson driving in. Pass out, deflected, and stolen by Harris. And Metter with a frustrated foul in the backcourt. Second of the quarter for Tamuk, and Christina Kanya will sub for Metter, who just picked up her second. Tamuk with 2 fouls against them in this quarter. Gamble already with 3 assists in this game, almost halfway to her average. Another foul called on the Javelinas. Or check that, that one goes against WT on Delaney Nix. That's the first against the Buffs in this quarter, but the second against the Knicks. And Daria Cosgrove summoned from the bench. 8 straight points by WT. We've had a little bit of a scoring drought since then. Closing in on a minute and a half since the last point was scored. Taps to Thompson. Just in a fadeaway shot, no good, but she draws the contact and will go to the free throw line.
Number 3, Megan Gamble.
Thompson with 2 points to her credit. With that foul going against Gamble.
Number 22, Renee Thompson.
Lucy Burke preparing to come in as Thompson shoots 2. Burke in and Gamble out. That was just her first foul. Each team with 2 so far in the quarter as we are just about to hit the halfway point. Thompson averaging better than 14 points per game. That puts her at 4 and puts these 2 teams tied. With Cosgrove playing the point for the Lady Buffs on offense. Taylor wants it inside, has that pass deflected by a coin. And the official not willing to let that play go, calls the foul on the sophomore. And we'll take immediate timeout, 4:54 to go. In the second quarter, we were all tied at 28 between Temuque and WT. Right back at the Spec in a moment. Cosgrove then better for WT, getting it to Harris. Into Taylor. Shot over a coin, using the glass beautifully for the go-ahead bucket. Taps thought about taking it straight to the hoop, had it knocked out of her hand and out of bounds by Burke. The ball stays with the blue and gold. Taylor with 10 points for WT to lead all scores. Chloe Lane's 8 is the highest total for the Javelinas. In drawing a foul as Taps can't make the layup. 2 shots coming up for her. The foul, a push in the back by Natalie Linden.
13 fouls for the Lady Buffs. At the free throw line, shooting 2 shots. The Hawks, number 23, Rachel Taps.
And first one up and good. And Taps is 2 for 2. Temuque came into this game hitting just 62% of their free throws. So far in this one, they're 9 of 10 from the charity stripe. And we're even again at 30. This is the 4th tie we've had in the opening half. Trying to drive on Kanya. Layup no good. A foul is called. And that will be on Hannah Aucoin.
Foul number 20 on point. Her second personal foul.
And that's 4 against the Javelinas. Aucoin already has 2. After Harris's first free throw, Brianna Solis comes in. Aucoin with a pair of fouls in just 4 minutes so far. And second free throw won't go. Metter, or excuse me, check that, Lane, the rebound to Taps. Timmons looking to retake the lead. Thompson, ball out of bounds off of the Lady Buffs. And Kanya will toss it in. And I believe we have a technical foul coming up. And there was either an elbow thrown or a flop. As you look at this replay, it was between Renee Thompson and Natalie Linden. And Thompson, looking at the replay, it looked like she just shoved Natalie Linden. Now, Linden did all she could to try and make it as dramatic as possible, but there was definitely just an unkind, shall we say, shove by Brene Thompson as the players were trying to get sorted out prior to the inbounds pass. So I would expect a technical foul here, probably on Thompson. And it does sound like it's simply a technical foul, according to the official, who is just to my left. Technical foul, no ejection. It was technical foul for unsportsmanlike. And the first technical free throw by Harris is no good. 4:06 to go here in the second quarter. The Javelinas at 4-7 entered this game 1-3 in the Lone Star Conference against the WT team that is number 2 in the nation. They are 12-0 and 4-0 in the LSC. They came into this game having won their last 2 games, conference games, by 36 and by 25, and now WT by 8. That's such a critical foul committed by Thompson because the Hogs were had the ball underneath the basket, ready for an inbounds pass. She commits a tech. They get a point on the free throw, and now they have the basketball again. Whistle and a foul on Taylor underneath. Oh, 3 seconds. Check that. It's the second 3-second call against WT in this game. And Javelinas hanging tough against the number 2 team in the nation. A whistle and a foul. And that one will be on Linden. That is her second. 4 on WT.
At the free throw line, shooting 2 shots.
And Rachel Taps will shoot 2. And Taps' free throw is up and good. Gamble comes in for Linden. Second and 2 is up and good. Now, Rachel Taps came into this game shooting 41% on free throws, 17 of 42. She's 4 of 4 tonight. And we're even again at 32. Pass into the corner for Cosgrove. Gamble tries to get to Taylor. Kanye Rush will try and play defense, but a baby hook by Taylor lays it in. She's got 12. And WT, if nothing else, doing a fantastic job finding ways to get Taylor the ball in positions to score. And she's taking advantage of those chances. Taps, falls down. And that one's going to go against Lacey Burke. And this will be 2 shots. As WT now over the limit. Late in the first half, WT's gone over the limit in each of the first 2 quarters now. Remember, we have 2 games up for you tonight on the Javelina Sports Network. The number 8 West Texas Buffs men's team will play the Javelinas about half an hour after this game ends. But thank you for tuning in. We've got a good one so far. Taps on free throws, continues to knock them down. 6 of 6. We're tied at 34. The 6th tie in this game. Taylor's layup won't go. A whistle and a foul in the back court. And now Tamook will have a chance to take the lead for the 3rd time.
I need 2 underneath. Brittany Thompson at the free throw line, shooting 2 shots for the Hawkeyes.
2 shots for Brene Thompson. As I mentioned, Thompson won the conference's Offensive Player of the Week award, the first Javelina to win that award this season for either the men's or the women's team. Had 28 points against TWU, hits both free throws. Tamook, so far in this game, 15 of 16 from the charity stripe. As I mentioned, they came into this game shooting under 62%. Thompson is 6 of 6. Taps is 6 of 6. So Lees is 3 of 4. Wide open in the corner. 3-pointer won't go. Perfect spot for the rebound is Gamble. Layup no good. Taylor slides in for the rebound. Now past and on in particular, out of bounds. It looked like it was off the Javelinas, but the officials are going to say that went out of bounds cleanly. So Tamook will get the basketball. I thought there was a deflection there as the ball was sailing towards the end line, but the officials say no. Tamook trying to add to her lead. They've led by as many as 6. Steal by Burke. Thompson arrives to play defense. Pass into Gamble. Layup too strong, but a foul is called. And 2 shots coming up. That one goes against Rachel Taps. That's 2 on her. And both teams are over the limit as far as fouls are concerned. The largest separation we've had in this game is 6 points. Neither team has led by more than that. Gamble's first free throw is up and good. And Reve Payne subbing in. And now Abby Spurgeon returns for Taisha Taylor, who takes a couple fouls to the bench. WT trying to get even on free throws tonight. That one no good. That makes them 4 of 10 on free throws tonight. Reve Payne, her team still holding a 1-point edge. Thompson, Lane, Kanya. Payne with WT set up in a zone defense to Lane. Left side wide open as Thompson pulls up for the jump shot. No good. So Lee's trying to pull the rebound away. Gets the shot up and draws the foul. And that was all about determination for Brianna Solis to seize that rebound and then draws a foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 as Daria Cosgrove is called for the contact. And this is probably as good a half of basketball as the Javelinas have played all season. In talking to their assistant coach, DJ Slifer, last week, he referred to the first half they played against St. Mary's on January 2nd, as Solis hits them both. He said that half, the first half against the Rattlers, was probably the best half they've played all season. I'd have to imagine these 20 minutes, even though they're not quite over yet, would have to top that. Left wide open, Cosgrove off the iron. Great box out by Harris. Gets it back to Cosgrove as the possession restarts. 90 seconds to go before halftime. Cosgrove into the corner, trying a 3 is Burke. That won't go. Kanya the board. Rebounds are even at 16. Thompson. Double team to Lane, open it right, elbow, good. Javelines are shooting just 37% from the field compared to 53 for West Texas, but Temuque with the lead. A three. No good. Rebound in perfect position was Cosgrove. Cosgrove to Harris. Temuque's defense has been outstanding to this point. Driving in on Payne. Ball stolen by Solis. Left to Thompson. Going right in. Layup is good. And that's the largest lead for the Javelinas tonight. Shot clock is turned off. This is the largest lead either team has had. Burke. 8 left in the half. Gamble. A three left side. No good. Rebounded by Payne. Ahead to Thompson. Can't get it off. Thompson got a little too greedy there with the extra bounce. And the layup doesn't count. However, the Javelinas will take a 7-point lead into the locker room against the nation's number 2 team. And Temuque trying to string what would be a fantastic upset against the Lady Buffs, but a lot of basketball left to play. Still 20 minutes to go and a 7-point lead. WT is a team that is more than capable of coming out and playing much better in the second half. But the Javelinas right now ahead by more than half a dozen. As we go to the half, we'll take a break. This is Javelina Athletics coverage of Temuque women's basketball. We'll be right back.
Joining us this weekend. Don't forget the Javelinas will be back in action tomorrow or Saturday afternoon, 2 and 4, taking on.
One half of basketball is in the books, and the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas leading the nation's number 2 team, the West Texas Lady Buffs, by 7, 42-35. Looking at the stats through one half, overall from the floor, WT 15-31, 48% compared to Temuque, 10 of 25, which is 40%. It's going to make what I'm about to say. sound a little odd, but the Highlanders have just shot the ball better than WT in the first half. And the key statistics that quantify that, from three-point range, WT is 1 of 12. Javelinas are 5 of 10. And from the free throw line, WT has hit just 4 of their 10 attempts to move 17 of 18. And those marks uncharacteristic for both of these teams. The Javelinas, so far this season, they rank at the bottom of the LSC in both three-point field goal percentage and free throw shooting. But tonight, through the first 20 minutes, they've been able to put it together in both of those categories. West Texas, meanwhile, number 1 in the conference from beyond the arc, and also one of the best free throw shooting teams in the LSC. But through one half, both of those things have been issues for West Texas. If there's anything I would say the Javelinas would probably look to do better in the first half is they can't leave West Texas open for so many threes. The WT missed a lot of open shots from three-point range through the first half, and if Chinook leaves the Lady Buffs open for those chances in the second half, eventually you would think their percentage is going to move towards the law of averages. They're going to start to hit those. And that will give them a boost in the second half as they look to try and come back and win this game. West Texas was also really able to get themselves open opportunities for layups, whether it's through driving to the basket, finding holes in the defense, or getting it to Taisha Taylor, their best inside player. And Taylor's capitalized with a number of easy layups. She has 12 points so far. That leads all players. That is a game high from 6 to 7 from the field. And her team has done an excellent job finding her, getting the ball to her underneath the net, where all she has to do is lay it through. And you wonder if Chinook's game plan almost is to just let Taylor get her numbers, let Taylor do her thing and try and keep WT from putting in too many threes. But with 12 attempts through one half of basketball, West Texas doesn't look like they're going to stop shooting threes anytime soon. Rebounding, about even, 18 for Chinook, 17 for West Texas. And the team's about even on the offensive boards. WT with just a 1 rebound edge offensively. This has been a fairly turnover-free game so far. 7 turnovers for West Texas, 8 for Chinook, and both teams' starters have been the main source of points. Just 10 combined bench points for these squads so far. Also 15 points off turns between these two teams, 8 for WT and 7 for the Javelinas. Foul trouble should not be an issue for either squad. WT does have a number of players with 2 fouls. In fact, they have 5, but no one's over that margin as Coach Matteo able to utilize her depth and keep any of her players from racking up too many infractions. Three players for Chinook with a couple of fouls. Metter has 2 and Rachel Taps has 2, as does Hannah Aucoin. Aucoin's matters a little bit less than Metter and Taps, as both of those players are starters. Aucoin, a substitute, has played just 4 minutes. But Metter and Taps matter a little more as far as their fouls so far in this game. Lane has 10 points for the Javelinas, 4 of 6 from the field. She's hit a couple of threes. The big stats for Chinook, as I mentioned, their free throw numbers. They're 17 of 18. Renee Thompson and Rachel Taps are both 6 of 6. And I mentioned coming into this game, Taps just 17 of 42 from the charity stripe. That is 41%. But she has absolutely found the stroke from that line so far on this one at 6 of 6. And Thompson contributing 8 points after 28 on Saturday against West Texas. For WT, as I mentioned, Taylor has 12. Megan Gamble with 9. She also has 4 assists. So she is more than halfway to her average, her conference leading average of 6.5 assists per game. And for West Texas, I think in the second half, if you have to say if the Javelinas are going to shoot free throws this well, averages, the heck with the averages. if Smooth's going to shoot free throws this well, you just can't let him get to the line. The 13 fouls WT committed in the first half obviously allowed the Havillanders with plenty of opportunities to get to the free throw line. And regardless of whether you think the Havillanders will return to their average or shoot more towards their average of 62% from the free throw line in the second half, you can't let them have so many opportunities to get free shots at points. And you wonder if WT might come out of the locker room with a little bit different mentality defensively. Simply interested in letting the Havillanders shoot the basketball from the floor rather than from the free throw line. We'll take one more break here at halftime. The Havillanders with a 42-35 lead in one half of basketball over West Texas. We'll take one more break. We'll be right back. The second half starting in just minutes. Don't go away. This is Haviland Sports.
Okay, week. I see what you're doing.
WT back on the floor, getting warmed up for the second half. Havillanders will be out of their locker room momentarily. We have a 7-point game with 20 minutes in the book and 20 to go. Havillanders with a 42-35 lead over West Texas. And we've had a back and forth game. Really, it's been an exciting basketball game through the first half. We had 6 ties and 5 lead changes. Each team has led for more than 5 minutes. WT's led a little longer, 10-17 on the clock compared to 7:53 for the Javelinas. Neither team has led by more than 7 points. The largest lead for West Texas is 5 points. But both of these teams have been on each other's heels throughout this game, regardless of who was in the lead. And as I mentioned before, the most important, telling stats through 20 minutes. With WT, 1 of 12 from 3, and the Javelinas 17 of 18 from the free throw line. And again, do not forget we have more basketball after this game ends. West Texas didn't just send their women's team, their men's team is here as well. They're ranked number 8 in the country. They will play Johnny Estelle's Javelinas in a game that will begin around 7:30. And we'll have full coverage of that. And we also have one more doubleheader on Saturday, as Eastern New Mexico will be in town for a couple of games. And both their men's and women's teams come in at 3-1 in the LSC. So expect 2 more exciting basketball games on Saturday here at the Spec. And we'll bring you all of it via JavelinAthletics.com and YouTube Live, so be sure to tune in. You can catch it all right here all season long on JavelinAthletics.com. Taps, Metter, Thompson, Solis, and Lane. The same starting 5 on the floor for the Javelinas. And I would expect WT to try and come right out of the gate with a ton of momentum. I would not be surprised if they put on a full court press to try and force some mistakes by the Javelinas right off the bat and try and retake the lead, and from their perspective, reestablish control quickly. So for the Javelinas, these first, I'd say, 5 minutes of this third quarter are going to be huge. West Texas wants to come out and seal the momentum immediately. In the corner, Linden left wide open, and there's the second 3 of the night for West Texas. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered if you are the Lady Buffs. Thompson. Guarded by Hightower, trying to drive in, layup over Taylor, no good, but out of bounds, off of the Lady Buffs. Metter to Thompson, lost the handle but gets it back. Lane with a little bit of a wild jumper, no good. Ball out of bounds to WT. Gamble setting things up for the Lady Buffs, trying to keep a 12-game winning streak going, trying to stay undefeated to start the season. A travel called against Hightower. Turnover to Tamuk. Taps thought about driving. Pass to Lane. Thompson guarded closely by WT. Metter back to Thompson, splits a couple defenders, layup over Taylor, no good. Hightower to Linden. Harris in the corner. Hightower open again. That one won't go. Rebound knocked around by a couple of WT players. Taps has it on the floor and gives it up to Chloe Lane. Back to Rachel Taps. Driving in, layup blocked by Taylor, but a foul is called as Taylor spiked both the ball and Danielle Metter to the hardwood. And that's the third one on Taylor, and I guarantee that's a lot earlier than Mattia was hoping to see her post player pick up her third foul. Or check that, that's her first, my mistake. The earlier call against her was a 3-second violation, not a foul. First free throw good. So kudos to Taylor for playing in the post and not picking up her first foul until now. Both free throws are good. Gamble with 5 assists and 9 points and only 1 turnover. Speaks to how WT is able to put together such a fantastic assist-to-turnover ratio. Taylor triple teamed and still gets the shot up with Lane, Solis, and Taps around her. You don't get to average 16.5 points per game without making some shots like that. 3 by Metter is good. Into Taylor. Left open, now pass left for Hightower. Hightower drives in, layup too strong. Thompson the rebound. Thompson thinking about driving, now brings it back out, gets it to Lane. Lane left open but called for a travel. Good idea by Chloe Lane to try and bring that ball inside, take a jumper maybe from the free throw line. But the travel call will turn it over to West Texas. Turnover number 9 by the Javelinas. Here is Gamble. Hightower to Harris. Linden. Pass into Taylor, and an easy layup. It seems like the Hogs are being aggressive when defending Taylor, going for the steal rather than simply trying to defend her in the post. Taps lost it, now it comes to Thompson. Lane. Metter. Taps driving on Gamble, now gets it to Lane. Thompson driving in. Floater, no good, so leaves the rebound, putback goes. Harris. Three-pointer just didn't want to go through, but there for the rebound is Linden. Hightower, open, Harris will try it again. That one's off the iron to Lane. Chinook trying to push this to its largest lead of the night. Thompson passing, no one in particular, comes to Metter. Now Thompson left open. Got it! Chinook ahead by 10. Timeout WT. I said the first 5 minutes of the half would be crucial. We got 4 minutes gone and Chinook has added to its lead. It's 52-42. We'll take a break. Be back in 1 minute. This is Javelina women's basketball. Three Javelinas are in double figures so far in this game. Thompson and Solis have 11. Chloe Lane has 10. The leading scorer in this one is still Tyson Taylor with 16. Dribbling to a wide open spot as Linden can hit the three. That's been the bugaboo for WT. Usually an outstanding three-point shooting team. They only have 2 tonight. Pass to Thompson. Metter is left open. And that's an air ball 3. That will turn it over to the Buffs. WT just make that 3 made three-pointers. They're just 3 of 17. Chinook, meanwhile, 7 of 13, even with that last miss by Metter. Pass into Taylor, layup over Metter. And that cuts the deficit to 8. Thompson gets to a defender in the air, driving in. Lane is left open. Off the iron, rebound comes to Metter. Gets it right back to Chloe Lane, who drives in. That layup goes. And it suffices to say the rolls are going to Mook's way so far tonight. Linden thought about trying the three. Instead, Hightower will drive. Layup good. Taps. Draws the foul. Shooting foul against Gamble. Gamble thought that was legal defense, but 2 shots coming up for Rachel Taps. That's 2 fouls against WT in this quarter. That's Gamble's second. Javelinas have not committed a foul so far in this quarter. 4:27 to go. We have an 8-point game in the third quarter. This is Javelina Athletics. We'll be right back. Rachel Taps try a couple of free throws. Hannah Aucoin is on the floor now for the Javelinas. First one from Taps, misses. That's her first missed free throw tonight. All 8 of her points this evening have come from the free throw line. Second one would not go either. Taylor with the rebound. Gamble and WT trying to get the offense running. Still shooting at a good percentage, just not from 3. Into Taylor, layup good and a foul. And they get Chloe Lane. That's the first foul against the Javelinas in this quarter. For Lane, that's number 2.
First team foul. For the Javelinas, number 13, Revae Payne.
Revae Payne comes in for Timuk. Delaney next for WT. And you can feel it right now. WT is going to try and make a run to retake the lead. Free throw by Taylor, no good. Aucoin the rebound. Lane. Payne to Thompson in double figures for the second consecutive game. Metter. Out to Payne, shot clock at 11. Payne, a long jumper, way too strong. Aucoin the rebound, trying to go right back up, finds an open player. And a 3-second violation. Hightower comes up with Harris in a 6-point game. WT is not led in the third quarter. They can make this a 1-possession game right here. Nix, Hightower, driving it past Lane, layup is good. You see so many teams that will miss layups. It's like 1 out of every 5 layups rims out or is too strong or just doesn't go through. WT, not something you would think about, but they are fantastic at executing those plays that you wouldn't really think about, like just hitting layups. The layup there by Metter puts the Timuk back up by 6. If you said a basketball team is good at hitting layups, you wouldn't really think, you'd think, well, of course they are. They're supposed to be. And a layup is good and a foul on Metter.
Foul call on number 2.
They get Metter for blocking.
Third personal
In
foul.
comes Abby Spurgeon. And Christina Kanya comes in for Danielle Metter.
Molina's number 25.
And Taisha Taylor gets a breather. Free throw good. So that three-point play is converted. We now have a three-point game. This is the closest WT's made this game in the second half, but it probably won't be the last time we have a one-possession game. Payne to Thompson. Thompson to Lane. Thought about it, but now puts up a long three. Wouldn't go. Payne fights for the board and grabs it away from Harris. Payne driving in, layup off the iron, no good. Hightower, WT with a chance to tie it up. Shot short, right to Payne. Thompson tries a three, good. And boy, do the Javelinas need that. Lead back to 6 as we close in on 100 seconds to go in the third quarter. Into Spurgeon. Foul called against Alcoin. That looked like pretty good defense, but the whistle will put Spurgeon on the line. The official saying that she moved her hands outside of the prescribed area, which is just straight up in the air. First shot from Spurgeon is good. Brianna Solis comes in. So does Megan Gamble and Lucy Burke. Spurgeon is 66% free throw shooter. Shot no good. Aucoin the rebound. Looking at the replay, it did not look like Aucoin did on that foul what the official said she did, but it will stand, of course, regardless. Thompson trying to drive, layup, too strong. Javelinas ahead by 5. 1:20 to play before we hit the fourth quarter. Driving in, layup no good. Right back for the rebound, and the putback is Harris. WT within 3. Payne, Aucoin. Thompson trying to find her way to the basket underneath to Solis. Shot block, no good. Burke to Nix. Left for Gamble. Finds Nix open, trying to tie. Air ball right to Solis. Payne can hold this for the last shot and will. Ten seconds on the game clock. Payne for 3. Good off the backboard. Ball off the hands of Gamble. That'll prevent her from getting off a buzzer beater. 3 from Reve Payne. Just before the game clock expired in the third quarter, and the Javelinas will take a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter against the nation's number 2 team and a squad that's undefeated at 12-0. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on the Javelina Sports Network. This is Temuco Women's Basketball. Javelinas leading West Texas 62-56 as we begin the fourth quarter. WT still shooting at an even 50%, 24 of 48. Tamook at 40.5. WT also just 2 of 18 from 3. Tamook 9 of 17. The Hogs also 19 of 22 from the free throw line. WT 6 of 14. Tamook leading on the boards 30-26. And they've actually led for more time on the scoreboard in this game than WT has. Lane, 2 taps. Kanya, who starts the fourth quarter along with Thompson and Solis. The rest of the 5 on the floor for Wade Scott. Thompson. Kanya, 11 to shoot. Lane will try a 3. Good. Tamook's lead back up to 9. Chloe Lane with 15 in this game. Into Taylor, double teamed, and she'll turn it over. And ball ahead to Thompson. She'll try a 3. Good. And that's the largest lead of the night for Tamook, 68-56. Timeout, West Texas with 9:07 to go. Consecutive threes to start the fourth quarter for the Javelinas. They lead by 12. And it definitely seems like WT came into this game underestimating this Javelina team. Maybe just assuming this would be an easy win against a struggling ball club. That despite having just picked up a win, which is 4-7 on the year overall. But the Hogs coming off a dramatic win over Texas Women's on Saturday. They have come out and outplayed West Texas for the first 31 minutes of this game, leading this one by 12. West Texas has not had a lead in this game more than 5, and the last time they led was with 3:04 to play in the second quarter. And got to give a ton of credit to Wade Scott and the coaching staff, getting this team ready for a game against a club just playing top-notch basketball so far this season. But also the players obviously have come out and executed every bit of their coaching staff's game plan tonight and have shot the ball fantastically well, especially from beyond the arc from the charity stripe. Inbound to Megan Gamble. Hightower. Linden will try a 3. That one won't go. Rebound tipped around, but it comes to Linden. Jumping in on Kanya is Gamble. A whistle and a foul is called. And they'll get Kanya for that one. And that is the first on either team here in the fourth quarter. 28 fouls so far in this game. But there's only 2 players with 3 fouls, Metter and Arcoin. No one on WT has 3. 6 players have 2. But that is it. Two free throws for Gamble, who is darn near automatic. 25 of 27 coming into the night, 92.6%. First free throw, good. She actually has missed one tonight, so she's a little bit off this evening. She's only 2 of 3 from the foul line. Going to bring her team back within 10. Does so. 68-58. Taps. Thompson trying to drive, but defended well by Hightower. Kanya in to give this team a little bit more length, especially on the defensive end. In layup blocked. So Lees gets the rebound. The shot clock obviously did not reset. Free throw line jump shot won't go. Rebounded by the Lady Buffs. Lane trying for a steal in the back court will make Gamble delay for a moment. Gamble wants to go right to the basket. Pass to Taylor, who can't get the shot to go. And I think that foul was against the. Piano said it was against Kanya. I don't think that foul was against. Yeah, they get that one against Taps. That's 3 on her.
First one is
Free throw good.
Second one, 2 for 25.
Taylor is so excellent at making those layups. Anytime you can do anything you can do to keep her from making the layup, make her earn both points, is important for any team. Not that she can't hit free throws, but just like that, she is a middle-of-the-road free throw shooter. Not spectacular, but certainly not below average. 9-point game. Taps. Metter. Halfway through the shot clock for Lane. Another 3. Chloe Lane is on top of her game tonight. 4 of 7 from three-point range. She has 18 points. The lead back up to 12. And all the work WT put in over the course of the last minute and change goes to waste, throw away, turnover to Mook basketball. Turnover at number 10. Both teams with this at the same number on that statistic. 71-59. Thompson. Lane to Solis for the layup. The lead is now 14. And the Javelinas staying aggressive on offense. They're not trying to run out the clock right now. They want points. Taylor's layup goes through. Pass to Thompson. I'm a little surprised WT's not trying a full court press to try and force more turnovers. But they're content to let the Hogs play offense. Lane. Taps. Knocked away, but a foul called on Hightower. And that's just the first against WT in this quarter. So they're not anywhere near the bonus. That is 3 on Hightower. As we are now under 7 minutes. Lane. Will hand it off to Rachel Taps. Obviously, a fresh shot clock. Lane gets her defender in the air. Driving, draws the foul. Javelinas have played their tails off all night tonight. Going for 2 consecutive wins in conference since their last 2 games of last season. And if Lane hits this free throw as Hannah Aquan prepares to sub in, she'll be at 20 points for the night. That one doesn't go. Taylor the rebound. .13 lead, 6.5 on the clock. For Chloe Lane, her 19 points match a season high. Driving, layup won't go, getting it right back. And drawing a foul is Harris.
Foul number 32, Brianna Solis.
Solis draws that one. That's 1 on her. 3 against her team.
Maggie Brooks shooting 2 shots.
Harris at 71% this season, misses the first one. A coin in for Lane. I can't imagine Lane will be spending too much time on the bench the way she's played today. And Coach Wade's got warning his team to watch the trap. Don't want him to get trapped in the back court. Second free throw makes it a 12-point contest again. Taps with Thompson, O'Coin, Solis, and Metter at her disposal. Open 3 would not go. Harris with the rebound. I'd be surprised if Coach Wade Scott was wanting his team to take shots so early in the shot clock. Loose ball, finally getting as Taylor finds an open teammate. Driving in, Hightower swishes a jumper. The deficit is 10 for the Lady Buffs. Taps in for an easy layup. Great basketball IQ shown by the junior. So everyone had their eyes on the perimeter. No one was guarding the paint. Great awareness as WT. Linden, contested three, will not go. Rebounded by Solis. That's been the biggest issue for WT tonight. WT entered this game hitting almost 40% of their shots from three. They're just 2 of 20 this evening. Timeout, Javelinas, with 5:07 to play. And with 5:07 to go in a 12-point game, we're going to take a break. This is the Javelinas Sports Network. Do not go away. 5 minutes to go. Team Milk up by 12 against the number 2 team in the nation. We'll be right back. Javelinas 5 minutes and 7 seconds away from what would be a monumental upset, but that's more than enough time for WT to mount a comeback in this game. Taps with a pick by Solis. A coin has it. Almost had taken away. Taps. Thompson with the shot clock at 3. Pass and order in particular stolen by Taylor. Buffs trying to run the break. Driving in for a wild layup is Gamble. But a jump ball is called. Good job by Taylor to force a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Buffs. And Wade Scott more than a little bit unhappy as a coin is replaced by Lane. 4:40 to go. Into the backcourt for Hightower. Harris. Hightower can't get the 3 to go. So Elise gets the rebound and is fouled by Harris. That's 3 fouls against WT. They have 1 more to give, and Taylor will get what I'd imagine would be a very quick rest. Taps to Thompson. If I'm a Javelina fan, I would not be unhappy if they just took all the time off the shot clock here. Metter. Shot clock at 15. Thompson. They can basically say to WT, hey, erase a 12-point deficit in 4 minutes. Taps. Has that one blocked. WT heading back on offense. Ball lost out of bounds to the Javelinas by Hightower. And now I think if you're Temuka, you definitely take all 30 seconds on this shot clock. And I would not even care if they scored, if the team scored, if I was a Javelina fan. Or if I was Coach Wade Scott. Taps. Lane. Back to Rachel Taps. So Lee's driving in. Out for Lane. Right-handed layup just rimmed out. Ahead quickly to Linden. WT needs points and they need them fast. Harris. Layup no good. Rebound batted out to Brene Thompson. Ahead to Chloe Lane, who can't save or saves it to a WT player, to Harris. A little too ambitious there by the Javelinas. Jumper goes. 10-point game. Under 3 minutes to go. Temuka up by 10. Thompson. Thought about going to the hoop now. In the paint. Out to Taps. 10 to shoot. They're closing in on 2.5 minutes to go. Lane for the dagger three, won't go. Rebounded by Spurgeon. And a foul called. Megan Gamble drew the foul against Chloe Lane. That's her third. And Wade Scott wants a timeout. And that's exactly the player you don't want to send to the free throw line right now if you're Temuque is Gamble. You don't want to stop the clock and put a player who is automatic from that spot at the line. But she's with only, that was only the fourth foul. Temuque had a foul to give. So what that really did was just ruin a fast break opportunity for the Lady Buffs. 2:29 to go. Javelinas lead by 10. And the biggest issue in the line of a Javelina fan right now is that possession that Temuque threw away on the pass ahead to Lane that was just too far. Even if you just hold that and take 30 seconds, that's enormous. But the turnover really keeps WT in this game. And Wade Scott wants one more stop out of his team, and you do kind of figure that WT, regardless of whether they score or not, or especially if they do not score, will probably resort to fouling here, even with the Javelinas of being so good from the free throw line. Layup good from Hightower. WT within 8. And a travel by Taps. Hightower to inbound for WT. Harris. 8-point game. Hightower, a whistle and a foul on the floor. That will put Hightower at the free throw line as that puts Temuque over the limit. That foul goes against Renee Thompson.
For a second personal foul.
Hightower, a good free throw shooter, 75%. A lucky roll for WT. The Hogs have gotten a lot of those rolls tonight. There's one that goes the way of the Lady Buffs. Hightower misses the second one. Rebound fought for, grabbed by Taps. And we are under 2 minutes. You wonder if and when WT will start fouling. They are 11 of 22 from the foul line tonight. Temuque 20 of 24. Solis, ordered by Taylor. Metter trying to drive past to Thompson. 7 to shoot. Thompson gets it to go. The lead is 9. Wade Scott wants a stop. Hightower gets instructions from her coach. We're under 90 seconds. Taylor.
She's coming back. She's coming back.
I think the objective here for Temuque is whether they make a shot or miss a shot. Don't foul. Off the backboard and in. It's back to a 6-point game. Taps. Guarded by Hightower into the front court. Javelinas can run this under a minute and then some as we go under a minute. 15 to shoot. Temuque wants to waste time, and that's exactly what Taps is doing. Under 50 seconds. Taps lost out of bounds to the Javelinas with 4 seconds to shoot. Wade Scott wanted a foul. 47.3 on the game clock. Hogs ahead by 6. And we get a foul on the end of this. A critical foul committed by Delaney Nix.
Foul visitor 10.
And now with 30 seconds on the shot clock, you think WT has to foul if Temuque gets it inbounded.
Foul visitor.
And a foul called before the ball gets thrown inbounds. The clock did run down to 46.5, so the actually was basically as the ball was being caught by Solis. Here's Thompson for 2 enormous free throws.
free throw line, shooting.
No one-on-ones, obviously, in the women's game anymore. First one good. That puts Thompson at 20 points for the second consecutive game. She is at an even 20. Second one won't go. And a timeout called by WT. They sit on the rebound, so no time should have come off the clock. As it is, Temuka leads by 7. Seven-point game with about 45 seconds left to go. 79-72 is the score. Temuka with a 3-possession lead. Javelin is 44 seconds away from springing an upset on the number 2 team in the nation, a team that came in 12-0, and also picking up their second consecutive win, their second consecutive conference win. And boy, would this be an enormous victory for Wade Scott and his Javelinas. And again, I would think the objective here against this WT attack is don't foul. Whether they make a shot or miss a shot, don't foul and give them the free throws. Don't stop the clock. Don't let them get a free opportunity of points. The ball obviously gets moved up across half court as Harris will inbound it. Inbound to Hightower. A quick shot I would think has to be coming. Hightower on the pick by Harris. Moves right, driving past Solis. Layup is good. Ball quickly inbounded, and it comes to Taps, who will shoot the free throws. 5-point game, 34.7 to play.
That's her fourth personal foul. To the free throw line, two shots for the Hawkins. For 23, Rachel Taps.
And 2 free throws coming for Taps. She can at the very least make this a 6-point game, make this a 2-possession game. And nothing different. First free throw, no good. Taps hit her first 8 free throws. She's 0 for 3 since then. 34.7 on the clock. Second free throw, good. That's a big one, obviously. Gamble. Driving in, a foul is called. She did miss the layup, and immediately Wade Scott says, hey, you can't commit that foul. And for Gamble, these are almost 2 automatic points. .1 in a 6-point game. And Braylon Dollar will come in for the first time since the first half. She replaces Taisha Taylor. It seems like Coach Matteo wants Taylor in on offense, but not on defense. So with Gamble hitting both free throws, a timeout is called by Wade Scott. We have a 4-point game, and WT making this one tight and tense at the end. I don't think you would expect anything different. And certainly WT will be fouling very quickly after Temuka inbounds the ball.
Fans can follow stats, video, social media, and more from your mobile devices. Thanks again.
29.1 on the clock. That foul was the 4th against Dollar, and you figure that Coach Mattia pretty much just sent Dollar in to commit that foul. And we'll see Taylor back in while the Hogs are at the free throw line. Only 1 timeout left for WT. Taps will inbound it to either Lane, Metter, Solis, or Thompson. And Taps, very nonchalant. She gets the instructions from the officials. She probably inbounded the ball 1,000 times. And we get a foul even before the inbounds on Natalie Linden.
Foul number 11.
And that puts Metter at the charity stripe. This is her first. These will be her first 2 free throws of the night. First one good. She is Temuc's best free throw shooter at nearly 83% entering today. So she is not the person WT wanted to have in this spot. We'll see if WT uses their last timeout if Metter makes this free throw. And the lead is back up to 6. And there it is. So WT with a 30-second timeout. That is their last timeout of this game. Javelin is 24 of 30. That free throw percentage is not as good as it was at the half when they were 17 of 18. What the Hogs have hit the free throws that they've needed at critical points in this game. And for WT, if they lose this game, it's going to be amazing to see, look at a team that right now is at 50% from the floor and say, well, they didn't shoot well enough. 3-22 from 3, 13-24 from the foul line. That free throw percentage so uncharacteristic for this team. And also Temuc out rebounding their visitors 38-35. Turnovers in this game, 11 for WT, 14 for the Javelinas. And Linden to inbound it. 29.1 to play. Quickly getting it to Gamble. No fouls, I would think, is the order of the day. Three-pointer good from Hightower. Well, inbounded quickly. The Hogs get it to Lane. Lane is fouled in the backcourt. We have a 3-point game now with 20.7 seconds to play. That mentioned just a second ago, WT has not shot the 3 well. Boy, do they ever need that one. The bad news for WT is that was Gamble's 5th foul. So they'll have to run offense for the rest of this game without their point guard. And that was well thought out by both Taps and Lane. Got it to inbound at the Taps. You got it right back to Chloe Lane.
Official timeout.
And as an official timeout, I'm assuming they're just going to check to see if any more time needs to be added onto the clock. Looking at the foul situation for both teams. Taps has 4 for Temuc. No one else has more than 3 for WT. Obviously, that was Gamble's 5th. Hightower also has 4. Other than that, they have Linden and Nix, who each have 3. And the referee is giving a quick talking to the coaching staff for WT about something. And the coaches and players are seen to be protesting the referee, going to a little bit of a deeper explanation. And the WT players with more than a little disagreement, and everyone else is saying, hey, we need to play basketball. And the referee wanted to look at the replay. And now more discussion going on. They might change this call. I think the WT players saying that Chloe Lane had not established herself inbounds when she caught the pass from Taps. And Wade Scott is saying, can we play? The referee is looking to review this. And the call was that it was legal. So WT will have to play these last 20 seconds disappointed. But first, Chloe Lane has 2 free throws. So all that wasted time for nothing. 2 shots for Chloe Lane. And Wade Scott immediately says to his team, do not foul. Lane's first of 2 is good. This is her second trip to the free throw line. She shoots him at 61%, at least entering tonight. Lane's second one is good as well, so 2 possessions can't beat the Javelinas. Hightower getting delayed by Thompson to the front court. A 3 by Nix is good. With 12.9 to play, ball knocked out of bounds by WT. 11.4 now on the clock. Timeout Javelinas. Two-point game at 84-82. And of course, the only objective right now for Temuque, get the ball inbounded, hit 2 free throws. And if you can make this a 4-point game, you can pretty much end it. But obviously easier said than done. And a little bit of good news after that inbound play that was out of bounds off WT, as it takes an extra little bit of time off the clock. Javelinas is trying for what would be without a doubt their biggest victory of the season. But work still to be done. And Lexi Hightower, I should note, is on the floor with her 4 fouls. Taps. Into lane. Immediately fouled by Cosgrove. 9.8 to play. First one, nothing but net. And here's the second one, essentially for the basketball game. Good. Hightower with the inbounds. Across half court directive, of course, no fouls. Layup good, 4 seconds to go. Lane inbound, throws it into the front court for Solis, who grabs it. No foul. The Javelinas have upset the number 2 team in the nation. The first loss for WT this season comes at the hands of the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas as they win it on their home court, 86-84. And the Hogs knock off the previously undefeated Lady Buffs by 2. What a game for the Javelinas at home, their second straight win. They moved to 5 and 7. They're 2 and 3 in the LSC. WT takes its first loss, 12 and 1. They fall to 4 and 1 in the conference. And as I'm sure you can see in the video stream, a pretty excited group of Javelinas heading over towards the stands. The Hogs last year when they played WT here lost the game, lost by 39 against a team that was also ranked number 2. Tonight they put up 86 points. They win by 2. What an upset by Temuque at home, as the Hogs earn their 5th win of the season. And I don't think it's a stretch that that's probably the biggest win of the Wade Scott era. Even for a team that's been to the conference tournament, that's upset the number 1 team in the conference in Eastern New Mexico a couple of years ago. What an enormous upset. And what an enormous victory for Wade Scott's team here at the Spec. They break WT's 12-game winning streak. They knock off a previously undefeated team, the number 2 team in the nation, and win this one by a pair at home tonight. And if you like great basketball, then I bet you sure as heck like that game. But don't go away. We have one more game on the docket. Another ranked team is here to play the Javelinas. The men's squad will take on the number 8 ranked West Texas Buffs. And that game is about 20 minutes away. We'll have that right here for you on the Javelinas Sports Network. The final score again, game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. The Javelinas 86, West Texas 84. And Temuque 1 win down, 1 to go. We'll be right back on HavelinAthletics.com.